Hello everybody and welcome back to UPLift Herbs. This is Merry Mondays. We're going to chat about Our Lady of Guadalupe.
What day is it? Meow. Monday? Oh, Monday! Thank gosh it's Monday, my number one day.
Mary is a complicated spirit. In her most traditional form, she is the Mother of Christ, and that is true and remains true throughout all of this other mysticism theology we're going to touch on. Mary as an entity in this day and age serves as a portal to mothers past, cultures past. Under her cloak, under her shroud, she holds every other energy, maternal, paternal, all of these other beings and divinities live within her. And she is both the face and the doorway that connects you to these other deities, these other goddesses, these other divinities. They are divinities of your ancestral line. They are the ones that are connected to you. They are the ones that the church tried to replace with Mary, but in her infinite compassion, she made space for them and now leads us to them. She takes us to where we're supposed to be. She will always be our mother and is a mother to all, but she helps to take us to those mothers, those mother goddesses that are most closely related to us ancestrally, spiritually, practice-wise. And that is true for all Marian apparitions, no matter where they show up, who they are synchronized with, or anything else. All of them still have that piece of Mary, that piece of compassion, and that compassion does create this portal. It does create this doorway. It does create this opportunity. We often talk about discovering or learning the mysteries of Mary as peering beneath the shroud or peering beneath her veil. Very much that. Guadalupe, however, is unique amongst many of the other apparitions. I like to think of Our Lady of Guadalupe not so much as the portal to all divinities, but as a mosaic of the people. Our Lady of Guadalupe is heavily synchronized with multiple Mexica deities de Teoto. Most commonly, she's associated with Tonatzin, our beloved mother, Guadalupe, she of the serpent skirt. She's also interwoven through the mythology of the Teoto to other divinities as well, within her belly, within her womb at the time of her apparition is Christ, but it's also a symbol of Huitzilopochtli. And we don't need to get into that today. The point is that this aspect of Guadalupe is us. She is the mixed descendants of the indigenous people of the Americas and the Spanish colonizers. I think in this space of Guadalupe's duality, we get a lot of questionable takes. And some people are on one side of the fence over here, it's Mary, Mother of God, and no one else. She's just a white lady who gave birth to Jesus. And we're like, okay. And then on the other side, they're like, Guadalupe is actually an evil being created by Christianity and the church to corrupt our native divinities and make them into something evil as a tool of colonization. And both of those extreme takes just leave me like,
what is this? Look, let me tell you something.
Most correct answer will borrow from pieces of the extreme, but come to rest somewhere in between. We do have to grapple with the knowledge that the church, Catholicism, saints, Mary, Guadalupe especially, were used as tools of colonization. However, again, in her infinite compassion, as she has done time and time again, she did not supersede the old gods. She made space for them. She included them. And now she will appear with these divinities wrapped up inside of her and show you a tiny fragment of everything that exists inside. And that's why I call her a mosaic, because you could take time and just examine the whole piece of art and say, you know, that's Mary, that's Guadalupe, sick, cool. But when you take the time to look at the individual pieces that make up this big mosaic, you get a much richer and holistic understanding of this apparition. She is mixed. She is for mixed people. She is literally here for her descendants. And the fun thing is she'll meet you where you're at. If you are interested in decolonizing, getting in touch with your roots, learning about your indigenous ancestry, she's all about that. That's her whole bag. That's her whole thing. And it is because of the immense diversity that is contained within the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe that she can answer petitions in the way that she does. That is the reason you can petition her for a variety of things. And even outside of the traditional context, or like the typical Christian version of Virgin Mary. You can petition her for things like sex. You can involve her in sex magic. It's possible, it's feasible, and she's happy to teach. She's happy to learn. I did not die a virgin. I know. In this space of diversity, when you start to dip your toes in, you realize that there aren't any rules to petitioning her. You can ask Our Lady of Guadalupe for anything under the sun, the moon, the stars, or the soil. Anything. Her favor does come more heavily as you develop a relationship with her. And I find her to be the most rewarding when I personally have done the work that she's recommended. You guys have really been on this. The internal alchemy, if you will, of becoming and attempting at least to embody the compassion that she is. That's when she really starts to give. There are seriously no limits. There are no strict rules. Often you will get in spiritual circles that Guadalupe can only be invoked for marriage, for pregnancy, for love, and those are some of her most classic sorts and types of magical workings, types of petitions that she receives. However, it's not her entirety. I find that while there aren't any rules, there are some stipulations, and I want to say that. How do you want me to say that? There are certain requirements that need to be met before a petition is answered with a yes, before you get what you prayed for. She's not Amazon. You can't place an order and then track it. Do you like how I just spent all this time telling you about how vast and diverse she is? There are no rules. Do whatever you want. Be a slut. Only to return and tell you that there are some requirements. And this is a little bit of the fine print. And that's two things. One, Mary will never answer a petition that is unaligned with the will of God. She is unified with the Creator and has the Creator's ear. However, at the same time, she is in complete alignment with the will of God and therefore will never do anything outside or counterintuitive to that will. Second, Mary will only answer a petition that is in alignment with your highest good. specifically prioritizing the highest good of your soul over the highest good of your body. So if you're working more for a materialistic petition, this might not be the spirit to work with. Asking for money, petitioning for finances, for get rich quick things, you're unlikely to get a favorable response. And if she does grant you that, it's likely going to come with a lesson to better your soul, not so much to make this life easier. That's something very common with saints in general. However, some other spirits are much more willing to give you an influx of cash. Just move on. And once you meet those two requirements, alignment with the will of God and alignment with your highest good, they're the same thing, you get a response to your petition. You will get your petition answered. In one way or another, you will get it answered. It will be answered. You will get a message that it has been received. Mary, and specifically Our Lady of Guadalupe, will not just say yes to everything you ask. That's not how parenting works. That's not how mothers work. Sometimes they say no. She has this unique capacity to intimately and completely understand our hearts. And I equally believe that she can understand your thoughts and your intention as well. From this space is where she really takes your petition. In my experience, for both me and for clients, when you ask Guadalupe for one thing that you think you need, she'll read over that petition, hear you out, consider it, and then give you what you need. So you say, you're petitioning for love. You want a partner to come into your life. You ask her, she says, okay, all right. I see this, you want to be married, you want a partner, you want kids, you want the house, you want the whole thing. But you don't really know how to love anything, so... And then she throws down an opportunity for you to open your heart and learn how to love. And you'll find that when you do it her way, you end up getting what you wanted and more. When you take the steps that she provides, and when you accept the guidance that is given, and do it, you will get so much further than if she just plopped a person into your life that you were not ready for. And I think that's why her petitions are often received more quickly by people who have a developed relationship with her. Because you've been through some trials, you've been through some shit, and you've learned some lessons. And after developing that relationship, you can get much more quick answers. You tend to learn how to petition and to ask for things much, much more intentionally. You learn to not say, I want this material thing. You learn to ask for knowledge, for education, for compassion. I think something that's very common among Marian devotees in general is not so much petitioning for yourself, but praying and petitioning for others. And you learn as you go through this process that if you have this relationship, if you're meant to have this relationship with Our Lady of Guadalupe, that she'll bless you regardless. When you need something, she'll take care of it. When she's in your home will prosper. You will always have what you need. Might not be everything you like, but you'll have what you need. One of the reasons I offer petition services, because they just are so powerful to get access to Guadalupe through me, through my relationship with her, produces these incredible results that are always so intimate and healing and just revolutionary. I'm like fighting back tears. It's a beautiful process. And it's a great honor of mine to be able to offer these services in general, or at all. It's truly a pleasure to know and have experienced so much of her grace and compassion in my life. And to just be able to share a snippet of that with others. Oftentimes, the petition you get from me isn't even about whatever question you're going to ask or whatever you're asking her for. It is most often you being influenced or encouraged by your guides, your spirits, your ancestors, to allow Guadalupe in. Your petition is most likely going to be received as consent for radical and uplifting change. And that's what ends up happening most of the time. A lot of people come and petition her for love and then end up getting, recommended rituals and spells and development exercises, and it ends up feeling like this great matriarch just coming to counsel people for just like a minute, just telling you what you need and dipping. And I just, that's probably not super something I should include, but whatever. I cherish it. If you want to petition Our Lady of Guadalupe, I recommend doing so with a bouquet of flowers and a vigil candle. I think those are very basic ways to call upon her and work with her. Onto your vigil candle, cleanse it, write your petition on it or on a paper underneath the candle. Set up her flowers behind the candle a little bit. Put them nice. Give her some nice flowers, some nice colors. If you align those colors with the petition, bonus points. And pray from your heart. Try to pray at the same time every day. Light your candle, say your prayers, blow it out. And if you feel uncomfortable or are unfamiliar with Guadalupe and are in need of help or guidance, I always am open to performing petitions for you. If you're interested in that, you can always head to my website at upliftherbs.com. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you spending the time to chat with me about Guadalupe. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What are some lessons that your relationship with Mary or Guadalupe have taught you? What are things that you've learned? In what areas of life have you grown? How has giving her consent to bless you radically uplifted your life? Let me know in the comments down below. That is all I have for you guys. It is peace I offer you. It is in peace I leave you. Have a great day.